The quality of the people that you attract in your life is a direct reflection of the growth that you have been through. And this is something that happens to me this past year, where I was looking at my morning pages from a couple of months ago, and I was reflecting on how much beauty there was around last year. Beauty in, like, I'm reading it from here. Beauty in all the senses, all the places, the experiences, the people that I met, the version of myself that I met. More quiet, more conscious, more living life, less hurry, less full of things to do, a more relaxed version, more present. And I think that's the key, and that's what matters. And then I was talking about like all the people that I met this past year, and the relationships that got stronger last year, and the relationships that got weaker last year as a consequence of that. And at the end of the day, I really feel that the people that we attract in our life, the relationships that we entertain in our life, they say so much about where we are in that moment. Because let me give you an example from my own life, and especially around romantic relationships, that I think they are a huge like trigger in a lot of people's lives. A couple of years ago, I could not have a healthy relationship. I could not have a healthy dynamic. I was just so in my head. I was just so busy doing a lot of things. And here's the key. Most of the things that I was doing at that point were not in alignment with what I actually wanted to do. I was working at a job that I didn't like, but it paid the bills, it gave me freedom to travel, it gave me flexibility. So it was full on my side to leave that because it was a good job. But it wasn't aligned. I was living in a place that I liked, more or less, because I got this apartment in the pandemic and it was super cheap. And it was okay. I was living alone, which was like a huge upside of it. But it wasn't near a place that I would actually choose. It was kind of like what was available. So that wasn't aligned either. And thankfully, I had all these people and these activities and the things that I was doing that were more in alignment with that version of myself. But here's the thing. When most of your life, and especially these huge pillars of life that are a romantic relationship, the place that you live, your house, or the city that you live, your job, those are big pillars, and those are things that have huge impact in our lives, have huge importance in our life. Imagine the place that you live, you are there every day. The job that you have, you spend a lot of time there. Your partner, come on, you spend a lot of time with that person. So those are really crucial, like big parts of life. And if they are not in alignment, then of course the people and the situations and everything that you are going to attract, it's going to be hard for them to be in alignment with yourself, with the part of yourself who knows better. And I realized last year, when I gave up on finding a partner, I found one. And I know I used to hate those stories. I swear I used to hate those stories. I used to hate when people told me, you'll find it when you least expect it. I used to roll my eyes so hard when people used to tell me that. I was like, that's okay. But at least for me, it was kind of true. Because this last year, 2024, where I completely changed myself, where I completely changed the relationship that I had with myself, where I started doing things that were actually in alignment with what I want out of life, where I started spending more consciously time with the people that I know are good for me. And I'm talking friends, I'm talking family, I'm talking networking, all those things. For a long time, I did them, or I keep relationships out of pressure, out of people pleasing, out of, I know them for years, so I don't have a choice. You always have a choice. But I used to keep all these relationships that weren't actually good for me. But last year I started doing I started like thinking a lot about who were actually people that loved me, that supported me, that were there for me, whose relationships were actually reciprocal. And what were the relationships that if I didn't show up at all, I wouldn't hear a thing from them. And I'm sure you are thinking about people right now as I'm saying that. People that you know that if you don't reach out, they will disappear. So I started doing that. I stopped being the first to text and see what happens. And this is fun. I always try to like think about life, and well, this might be weird, but I always think about life as an experiment. So that was an experiment that I did. I was like, okay, let's try this out. Let's choose for the next month, not text anyone. Let's not be the first to text my friends or family, like anyone. Let's not text them for a month, not initiating things, not being the one inviting them. Let's see what happens. Just an experiment. And it was a good one. It was a good one because it told me a lot about the people that I had around, about who were the ones that actually were like, hey, are you okay? Or what are you doing? Or let's do that. Or I miss you. I want to hang out with you. And the people who were just non-existent. And as I started upgrading myself, the way that I was feeling, thinking, and doing, and trying to align that, you know, like how you think, how you feel, what you do. I know it's hard. But it's worth it. I left the job that I didn't like. I left the apartment that was okay. And I started trying to find my way. And traveling a lot, which is something that I love. Being around people who are like amazing friends. And prioritizing the friendships, the family members who are actually there for me and who are a positive force in my life, the same way that I want to be a positive force in their lives. Starting prioritizing those relationships. Keep prioritizing myself, because I will be lying if I said that I didn't do that before. But keep prioritizing myself, my well-being, my energy, how I show up. And well, I think this is a topic for another, like the whole thing that I did around romantic relationships, the topic for another day, because it's going to be long. But the key part here, and what I want to leave you with, it's that when you realize that you actually started attracting healthy dynamics in your life, healthy relationships, reciprocal, loving relationships, people who are not like a walking red flag, people who actually take care of you, love you, show up for you, show interest in you, And I got that last year, the end of last year. It's been a couple of months now. And it clicked how much I actually changed. Even if from the outside you cannot see it, you can feel it. You can feel the change in the energy. But you don't see what I did. You don't see all the things that I've been through. But it was such a click moment of, wow, look how far I've come, because I could never attract this type of person like a year or two before. I mean, I probably, even if they just knock on my door, I wouldn't be able to see him. It's just because you're in a different frequency, you're in a different place. You're not in alignment with that. So, yes, I guess what I want to leave you with today is like, look around you, take a good look at the relationships that you have in your life and see what they reflect back to you. Do the people that you have in your life, if you see them, you feel like, oh my God, I feel so loved. I feel so loved, so taken care of. Like things are reciprocal. They are like healthy situations, healthy dynamics. And especially with romantic partners. Is that a relationship? Is that the relationship that you want? Is that the person that you want to spend your life, your time with? Because when we hold on to things that are not meant for us, and I know this is a little bit off topic, but I'm gonna say it. When we hold on to things that are not meant for us, people that are not meant for us, and we normally know it deep inside. It's hard to say it out loud sometimes, but we know it. When we do that, we are blocking space for more aligned people, situations, circumstances to show up in our lives. Hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you like it, comment below, subscribe, and see you around.